What is up, guys? Zane from the Madden YouTube channel. Today's video, we are going to talk about an unspoken part of Madden and manipulating zones in the middle of the field. This is really important because I think a lot of players are struggling right now with the deep out KO meta. This is a topic that we've talked about a ton over the last couple of weeks here on the channel. And as you guys may have noticed, we do build a lot in these videos on previous videos that I've released. So if you guys could do me a quick solid, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell, drop a comment below to help push this video out in the YouTube algorithm. But like I was saying, there are a lot of players out there that don't understand that you can open up the middle of the field better if you understand the rule sets for pulling down yellow zones. A lot of players don't know this is a thing, so let's go ahead and get right into it, as this is the difference between a linebacker in a hook zone biting down and opening up a huge area in the middle of the field, and that linebacker sinking underneath of a route, which can lead to you holding onto the ball longer, maybe taking a sack, getting hit while you throw it, and not having routes available to you as quickly. Let's go ahead and get right into this here. I'm going to show you guys how to manipulate hook zones, which are traditionally the zones that are found in a cover 3. And the reason I want to talk about cover 3 is there are a lot of players right now out there in the community that are running cover 3 with deep out KO on their outside corners. So I'm going to show you guys this cover 3 sky here, and I want to kind of focus just primarily up front on these hook zone linebackers. This route combination right here that we're running is known as mesh spot. Essentially, this is a route combo that has two underneath attacking threats. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive off the deep zones down the right side, and maybe I'll just attack with a horizontal pull to Bijan Robinson to help open this up. But the thing you're going to notice is that the two drags underneath are great for pulling hook zones. So let's go ahead and snap the ball here. You're going to see how the two drags go underneath. Notice how those linebackers disperse over the middle of the field to guard their routes. This is basically because a hook zone will let the first threat come through, but then the presence of a second threat is the one that's going to make them pull down or pull outside, or in this case, both. So this is how you can see right here. Watch how both Luke Kuechly and Ray Lewis basically come down closer to the line of scrimmage. This opens up the dead middle of the field. This is a big deal. This is not necessarily just something that you guys will notice on mesh, but before we get to that, I kind of want to show you here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run kind of the same concept, but this time I'm going to run drive. And drive is a combo in which you have a drag, but then you have a deep in route in behind it that is going to basically fill the void in the zone in the event that that hook zone defender leaves. So let's watch Ray Lewis here and also Luke Kuechly on this. As I snap the ball, we run a drag, and you see that Ray Lewis kind of sits in the middle of the field. Now, fortunately for us, Luke Kuechly bit down. Now, why is that? The reason for that is that we had another underneath attacking threat on his side of the field. So if you were to kind of take a look here, we have this shallow route, which is basically the flat route. This is that first route that the hook curl is drawn to and kind of lets go. There's already a flat defender that is now occupied by this route. So as a result, the next thing that enters his zone shallow going to that direction becomes kind of his guy. It's not necessarily match, but it's important as it pertains manipulating him because he no longer has help to the outside. So he bites down, and that opens up this deeper throw in behind on this particular route. So this is a big deal. Now let's go ahead and kind of apply this logic into maybe something else, like a trips style set. A lot of players really like trips this year. Trips tight end, obviously very popular every single year, but this is something that you guys could do if you're ever dealing with a player that gives you problems. So what we're going to do right here is show you that just the simple crisscrossing of a running back route with a drag is enough to oftentimes pull down a hook zone. So I can run something super simple like this, knowing that this is going to influence the way Luke Kuechly behaves and will vacate his area in the middle of the field a little bit more aggressively. This is a big deal for freestyling purposes, because if they're usering on Ray Lewis, this is going to be a big deal for allowing us to manipulate the other AI hook zone defender. Likewise, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and mesh over the middle with maybe Bijan Robinson and motion Larry Fitzgerald across the formation on a deep in breaking route as well. And what this would do again is, if you just kind of watch the way the linebackers behave, you're going to see that they bite down in the middle, and you see that both those intermediate crossing routes are going to be something that you can throw. It is a big deal here. Now, again, if you guys are enjoying this type of content and want more, head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. You guys can unlock everything on the website for just $9.95. That is 9 offensive and defensive game plans combined with my setups to beat the metas on both sides of the ball. If you guys are struggling stopping the bunch or the trips tight end meta or tight formations, make sure you guys check out my Chiefs revamped big nickel over G game plan on the website. If you guys want to run my offense as well, that's on there. And you guys also unlock access to the vault, which has content uploaded weekly that's going to help you guys stay on top of the pro metas, why they work, and how to counter them. You guys unlock all of this, including Discord access, which we have lab sessions every Wednesday in our Discord for just $9.95 a month. Take advantage of it. It's the best deal in the tip space. I hope I'll see you guys there. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about how to kind of pull down or influence vertical hooks. These are another zone that, you know, obviously with the Tampa 2 style defense, you're going to get some behaviors when you run some meshing combos. So let's start off with kind of maybe a little bit of a mesh post combo. What I'm going to do here is I'll motion this post out to the outside. We'll maybe run a mesh over the middle and then have that post breaking over the middle. You see right here, here's the 2 drags. Watch how they bite down. You see how both those vertical hooks bite down. Again, it's the presence of 2 underneath threats that makes hook zones play a little bit more aggressively. Now, again, the premise of this is to try to take advantage of players that are either on match or default. If your opponents are setting their hooks to zone drops to 0, 5, 10, they're going to drop there no matter what. You have to be able to recognize that, but that's typically pretty easy to tell. You'll notice this is the case, especially when they shade up as well. If they're shading up, that's going to be something that'll be pretty easy to identify. But again, the premise of this here is if you can get 2 or even 3 underneath zones, you're going to start to see guys biting down, and that's going to open up that area in behind the vertical hooks. You see right there, I step up, that post is now all of a sudden wide open in the middle of the field. You can rip that provided that the pass rush doesn't get to you. But again, if I just run 1 drag and then I'm running a streak, a corner, and a flat, you can't really expect that the vertical hook on the left is necessarily going to bail. You see right here, here's the drag. It does an okay job, but you see it recovers back to the middle of the field, and I didn't have that window that I had on our last rep. So again, a lot of players neglect the value of meshing or multiple underneath routes because it does do such a great job at kind of impacting the way that you can manipulate zones. I mean, you see right there, watch how Luke Kuechly is down near the line of scrimmage. I know I'm getting shed right here, but just watch how this is manipulating those stock zone rules. And as you can imagine, once you get comfortable with this is going to help you open up the middle of the field, be a little bit more comfortable with what you're seeing, attack your opponent's defense a lot better, especially with those KOs and those zone drop Mabel setups to the outside of the field. This is a big deal for you guys. So hopefully this kind of gets the juices flowing with you guys, helps you guys open up your offense a little bit more, helps you freestyle a little bit more against zone coverage. Again, you can't just have 1 underneath route, but you could definitely start to pull down hook zones a little bit more effectively. There is a lot of different rules for manipulating underneath zones, but I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. We'll see you guys later. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.